Hi everyone, and welcome to your Meraki Mat Pilates class. Today you have a Pilates Flow class focusing on toning and also stretching your muscles. So you should feel warmed up, you should feel connected through your center, and you should feel nice and strong by the end of class. So we're gonna get started on our mat, turning to face the side to start. Bend your knees so you're in that mini squat position. Taking your hands to your thighs, going into cat and cow first. So rounding through your spine, drawing that belly button towards your spine, and then lengthen to open up your chest. And again, curling the pelvis under, rounding through your spine. And exhale, open up your chest. Find that length through your spine, finding that release through your back. And again, rounding through your spine so you feel your shoulder blades moving away. Feel that nice stretch between your shoulder blades as well. And then you lengthen to open up your chest. Lengthen through your spine to get a little bit more of that arch. One more each direction. Again, rounding. Drawing navel to spine and then lengthening to open up nice and long here. Reach your arms up and overhead. Clasp your hands together. Bend your knees so you're back in that mini squat position. Side bend up and over. So you're just reaching to the side. And then lift back up to center. Same thing now, but on the other side. So reaching up and over. And lift. And then release your arms down by your sides. Walk yourself down to a downward dog position. So hands on the mat, walk your feet back, lifting your hips up nice and high. So that way you just ease into that stretch through the back of your heels here. Getting a stretch through your calves, through your hamstrings, so back of your thighs into your glutes. You can always bend your knees a little bit if that helps to take pressure off the back of your knees to get that stretch through your hamstrings. Couple more breaths here. And you can start to pedal your feet out. So you're going to bend through your right knee and then switch to bend through your left knee. So just alternating one side to the other. Now you can press through both of your heels. Keep lifting your hips up high so you're holding that downward dog. And think about, instead of just holding it, you want to think lengthen through your arms, through your legs. Plug your shoulders into your back so you're actively engaging your muscles through this exercise, through this movement of downward dog. One more breath here. And then you can lower down onto your knees. So you're in this all fours position. Shoulders right over your wrists. Hips right over your knees. Find the length in your spine. And you're going to reach and extend one arm and one leg. So it's opposite arm and leg. Lengthening nice and long. And then lower back down. Switch. Same thing but on the other side. Reach. And then lower. So just taking your time with this movement. Connecting in through your low belly abs so you're not shifting your hips from side to side, but staying focused on that connection through your pelvis and through your lower abdominals here. Again, reach to extend and then lower. You have 4 more. Reach and lower and press. 2 more here. Last one. Tuck your toes under, lift your hips back up into downward dog for just a moment. Pressing your heels into the mat to get that stretch. Just letting them be nice and heavy. So just let your heels be heavy. Keep lifting your hips up nice and high. 2 more deep breaths. Now step one leg through, so you're Back leg is lengthened, your heels lifted, your knees right over your ankle with that front leg. Start by taking your hands behind your head, keeping your chest open. You're gonna lift up and then over, and then lift your chest all the way back up. You wanna make sure your hips are nice and even, so if you need to walk that back foot up, and that way you're in a little bit more of a standing upright position, you can always do that. Otherwise, focus on the strength in your legs, strength through your hips as you take your chest forward for 2 counts, and then lift back up for 2 counts. Again, reaching forward for 2, and then lift back up for 2. Using that breath to help you. And lift. Again, reaching it forward. And back up. Feeling that rib cage connect, still finding that length through the crown of your head as you reach forward and as you lift on up. 3 more here. 3. And press to lift. 2 more. 1 more here. Lifting all the way up, finding that length, finding that connection with your hips. Take your hands into prayer. You're gonna lean forward slightly, rotate to one side, keeping that chest nice and open, and then switch to rotate to the opposite side. Being really careful that that front knee stays over your ankle the entire time. The tendency is for it to kind of collapse in or to move out to the side. And you wanna be careful that you're stabilizing through your leg muscles here. And again, rotating to one side, feeling the strength through your legs, through your hips and your glutes. 1 more on each side. Place your hands down on the mat. Bring your feet together, so you're going into a plank now. Always have the option to lower down onto your knees into a half plank position. Otherwise, tuck your toes, lengthen through your heels. You can always lower down onto your forearms as well. That way you're focusing on less stress through the wrists and focusing more on your back and core muscles here. Keep drawing belly button to spine, pressing away from the mat. You have 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down into child's pose. So sit back on your heels. Extend your arms nice and long to get that nice stretch. And just breathe into this. One more breath here. And then you can come all the way back up now onto all fours. Tuck your toes, lift your hips back up into downward dog to hold. So finding that stretch through the back of your legs again, keeping your chest open. Be careful that you're not rounding through your back. You want to think about opening up the chest, engaging your shoulder blades down and together as you lift the hips up, and then press the heels down into the mat. 2 more deep breaths here. And then you can step and take your opposite leg through, coming up to your lunge. Find that same lunge position just on the other side. Hands go behind your head, keeping that knee over your ankle. You're gonna take it forward. So you're gonna reach forward for 2 counts, and then you're gonna lift all the way back up. So pressing through your foot, keeping that arch lifted. You wanna feel the back of your leg engaging, and then lift all the way back up. Again, engaging through your hips and engaging through your glutes. And lift a press on up. And again, reaching it forward and up. And lift, pressing that heel into the mat. 3 more here. 3. And lift. Finding that length through your spine. Think about your spine is growing and it's lengthening even more as you reach your chest forward. 2 more here. Using that breath to help you. You have 1 more. And lift all the way up. Take your hands back into that prayer position, opening up the chest. Lean forward about halfway. You're gonna rotate. So finding that spiral through your spine, rotating from one side to the other. It's okay if you can rotate more to one side than the opposite side. That's actually pretty typical. So don't feel like there's something off with your movement if that's the case. Again, think about lengthening through your spine here as you rotate versus compressing. And again, reach and switch. 1 more on each side. And then bring your feet together. Reach your arms up and overhead. Nice big inhale. Exhale, sweep your arms back and around. And then circle them into that yoga chair pose. So heels together, knees together. Think about sitting nice and low. You can always keep your hands on your hips. Be careful that you're not tucking the pelvis under. That's going to put a lot of pressure on your spine. So you want to keep a neutral spine, or you can go into just a tiny bit of extension and then reach your arms up. Shift your weight back so his knees stay right over your ankles, and try to sit 1 to 2 inches lower and just hold it here. Focus on pressing through both of your legs with equal weight for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then lift all the way up. Turning to the side, find your Pilates squat. You're gonna hold it here. You're gonna reach up and over, and then take your arms out to a T, and then switch. And lift. Again, reaching up and over, getting that nice side stretch through your body here, and lift. Again, reach and come all the way up. Try to see if you can sit a little bit lower. And press 4 more here. 3, 2, last one, and come all the way through, extending your arms, little pulses down, keeping that chest open. You're engaging through your thighs, engaging through your hips and your glutes. Keep lengthening through your arms for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lift your arms overhead. Turn your feet so your legs are parallel. Reach up and over for a little bit more of a hip and a hamstring stretch. My hips are being a little bit more musical today. You can hear them popping. So walk your hands over to one of your legs so you get that stretch through the back of your thigh. Just intensifying this stretch a little bit more. And then you can switch and reach to that opposite leg. And then reach back through center. Try to walk your hands back a little bit more so you're getting a stretch through your hips and through your hamstrings. And then walk your hands forward, bring your feet together, and then you can take a seat on the mat. Take your legs forward. You're gonna lie down on your back for bridging. So reaching your arms so they're nice and long, and you're taking your arms and you're making sure that you're keeping your chest open as you press the back of your arms into the mat. Lift your hips up onto a bridge and then lower all the way back down. So you're engaging through your glutes, you're engaging through your belly button towards your spine. So abdominals are slightly engaged here. Again, lift and lower. Nice big exhale as you lift to press on up and then take it back down. Finding that nice stretch through the front of your thighs as you lift your hips up. 5 more here. This is 5, 4, 3, 2 more. Last one, lift to press on up and then come all the way back down. Now take your heels out towards the edges of your mat. You're gonna turn out from your hips a little bit, keeping the chest open. Lift your hips on up so you're engaging a little bit more through the sides of your hips and your glutes, and then lower back down. Nice big exhale as you lift and lower. And lower back down. Again, reach to press to lift and lower. 5 more here, finding the strength through both of your legs at the same time. 3 more. 3, 2. On the last one, you're gonna hold at the top. Again, find that stretch through your thighs. Make sure your weight is even between both of your legs. Lower your hips down an inch and up an inch. You can always place your hands on your hip bones to make sure that they're even. Keeping that chest nice and open. Again, lower and lift 6 more. This is 6, press, 5, 4, 3, 2. On this last one, hold at the top and then slowly lower your hips back down. Walking your legs back in, take both of your legs up towards the ceiling. So just lengthening them nice and long. Be careful that you don't bring your legs back too much where you flatten out your back. You want to keep your legs up towards the ceiling where you can still keep that neutral spine. So if you need to bend your knees a little bit, that's okay. So now taking your arms up to the ceiling, you're gonna lower your left leg to start and then bring it back up and then switch. You have the right side and lift. So now as you take your left leg down, you're gonna reach your right arm back and bring it all the way up and then switch. So you're just alternating opposite arm and leg here. If you wanna flex your feet with this movement, that's always an option. Again, lower and lift. Nice big inhale and exhale. So you're finding that strength through your trunk here. Again, reach and lift. 4 more. 4, press. 3, 2, last one, and then come all the way up. Lower your feet down on the mat, lower your arms down on the mat. Take your legs into that tabletop position now. So try not to overpoint through your feet. You can keep them slightly relaxed. Stay in that tabletop position, but glue your knees and your ankles together. You can take your arms out a little bit wider. So you can do a full T or you can do a low V position. We have knee sways next. So rotate your knees, take them over to one side. So you're lifting up that opposite hip and you're gonna exhale, draw those knees back to center. Same thing now on the opposite side. So keeping your shoulder blades connected on the mat, you're gonna lift up and over and then you're gonna use your obliques to exhale and engage to take you back to center. Again, nice big inhale, making sure that your knees haven't shifted, they're still aligned. Exhale to take it back to center. I always say to start small with this movement. Make it very small to start. That way you can engage through your tummy muscles. Exhale to draw it back in. Otherwise, what tends to happen is people use their low back versus using their abdominals to help initiate and really fire up. So you want to be careful that you're not just rotating from your low back, and you want to make sure that you're engaging through your lower abdominals. So that's why I always say start small, and then you can always make this movement a little bit bigger. And again, reach and drop back to center. One more on each side. Nice big inhale and exhale. Last one. And now you can lower your feet down on the mat, extend your arms overhead. You can walk your feet out a little bit more, but still keep them bent. Roll it on up. Nice big inhale. Exhale, peel it on up. Tucking your chin, rolling it on up, one vertebrae at a time. Now take your hands behind your head. You're gonna rotate, turning to one side and then back to center. And then the opposite side. Reach and extend your arms, and you're gonna roll it back down again. So curling that pelvis under. Think one vertebrae at a time. As you slowly peel down, you're gonna reach those arms back up overhead. And again, nice big inhale. Exhale, tuck your chin. Feel that rib cage connect as you roll all the way back up. So now taking your hands behind your head again, you're rotating, finding that length in your spine, come back to center. Same thing, but on the other side. Reach and extend your arms, and again, rolling it down. Reaching your arms back up overhead, nice big inhale, and then exhale, tuck your chin, roll it all the way back up. Taking your hands behind your head, rotating to one side, and then back to center. And then you got the opposite side, and then back to center, and release. So now, turning to face the side, find your side lying position where you're in basically like a clamshell position. So knees and ankles are bent. You have your legs stacked. You can either lift and stay on your forearm, lifting out of your side waistline, or you can rest your head on your hand. Up to you. So pick which option works best, keeping your hips stacked. Lift your leg up and down. So just working through your hip, working through your glute here. And again, lift and lower. A couple options. You can always press this hand into the mat here, or you can take your hand on your hip. It's up to you. And again, lift and lower. Reach and press. 5 more. This is 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now lifting your leg up so it's in line with your hip, you're gonna bend from your hip. Extend through your leg, flex your foot to sweep it on back. So it's bend, bring it through, extend, and sweep. So it's a nice fluid motion here. Again, working through your hip, working through your glute. Nice big inhale and exhale. And reach, lifting out of your waistline here. And press. 4 more. Reach. And 3, 2. Last one. Keep that leg extended out to the side, just lift it up and down. So you should feel this in the side of your hip and your glute here. Keep the front of your thigh straight, so that way you're engaging through the front of your leg here. And press to lift. And reach. You have 8, 7, 6, 5, 4 more, 3, 2, and 1. Bring your knees together. Going into a side bend over, you can either have your knees stacked for a half plank position, or you can stagger and take your top leg forward for a full side plank. It's up to you. So I'm going to show you this half side plank first. Lift your hips on up, press up and over, and then lower all the way back down. So you're on your forearm here. You can also stagger your feet and go into a full side plank position, and then lower all the way back down. Lowering your hips, lowering your knees all the way back down. Ready? Here we go. Nice big inhale. Exhale to lift up and over, and then take it back down. And again, reach up and over to press and lower. 3 more here. 2 more, getting that nice side bend in. Last one, you got this. Lifting up and over, hold it here. Rotate to turn to the side, so you're going into a forearm plank. You can either lower down onto your knees, or you can extend through your legs. If you're in this full forearm plank position, shift your weight forward and back, so you're pressing through your heels, engaging your tummy muscles even more. If you're in a half plank, lift your hips up and then lower back down. Keeping that chest nice and open here. Again, pressing through or lifting those hips on up. Reach and take it back. 8 more. This is 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down onto your knees. You can sit back in a child's pose, so sitting back on your heels, extending your arms nice and long. A couple more breaths here. And then roll it all the way back up. Okay, same thing now, but on the other side. So finding your starting position with your knees bent, knees and ankles and hips stacked. Forearm is on the mat, or you can rest your head on the mat. Just start by lifting that top leg up and down. So you're working through your hips, you're working through your glutes. You can always take that top hand, bring it forward, press it into the mat. So this way, you're not only working your legs, you're working through your tummy muscles as well. Lift and lower. 8, 7, 6, 5, last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now you're going to lift your leg up, bend from your hip, extend through your leg, flex your foot, and sweep your leg back. So that way you're taking your leg forward to that 90 degrees. And as you sweep your leg back, you're engaging through your hip, you're engaging through your glute here. Keeping that chest nice and open. Again, reaching forward and press. And lengthen. 4 more here. Reach. Using that breath to help you. Nice deep inhale. And exhale, breathe it out. 1 more. Now take your leg out to the side. Really find that length through your side waistline. Lift your leg up and down. Using that breath to help you. Reach and press to lift. 8 more. This is 8, 7, 6. Inner thighs are talking. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, last one. Bring the knees together. Find your side bend over. So either that half plank or the full plank with your top leg forward. Bottom leg is back slightly. Reach up and over. So you're finding that arch through your side body as you press on up and then lower back down. So if you're going into that half side bend over position, you still want to engage through your hips and your glutes versus putting all your weight into that shoulder. 5 of these total. Reaching up and over and then lower. Again, nice big exhale as you reach up and over, finding that lift through your waistline. Again, press and reach. And lower. 2 more here. 1 more. Lift all the way up, hold it here. Lift your hips up even higher and then rotate into your forearm plank to the opposite side. So if you want to lower down onto your knees into a half plank, that's fine. Or you can extend through your legs. Nice big inhale and exhale. So if you're in this full plank position, take your top leg, lift it up. You're going to lift it up an inch and down an inch. So if you're in a half plank position, extend your leg and you're going to lift up and down. Okay, so we have 10 on one side and then we'll switch and do 10 on the other. Ready? Lifting that leg up. Here we go. This is 10, 9, keeping the hips nice and level. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Feet together, you can lower down onto your knees for a moment, or you can push your hips back to take pressure off of your upper body. Reset, come back into your plank, whether it's a half or full. Extend your opposite leg up, lift and lower 10 times. Using your breath to help you. This is 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Feet together, reach back into child's pose, sitting back on your heels, extending those arms nice and long. Two more breaths. And now lift on up, find your half plank position. So arms fully extended, keeping your hips nice and level so you're not lifting them up. Keep them in line with the rest of your torso in that nice diagonal position. Bend your elbows slowly and bring them back by your rib cage and slowly lower your body all the way down onto the mat. Keeping your hands underneath your armpits. Nice big inhale. Exhale to lift up halfway into cobra and then lower all the way back down. So you're working through your back muscles. You're working through your glutes, keeping that chest nice and open. Again, lift and lower. Again, to reach and lift and press on up. Think about opening up the chest. You have 2 more here. 1 more, nice big inhale. Exhale to lift on up and then release all the way back down. So stacking your hands on top of each other, resting your forehead on top of your hands, lifting up your right leg and then your left leg here. So that way you're lifting from your thigh, trying to keep your leg as straight as possible. And be careful that you don't float and take your legs away from each other. You want to keep them basically in line with your hips. They can be slightly wider. Again, lift and press and lower and reach. And press 4 more. 4, 3, 2, last one, and release all the way back down. Now taking your hands out to a cactus position, you're going to lift your chest up. So you're opening up your chest and lower back down. Nice big exhale to lift. And again, lift to press on up and back down, just letting your head follow naturally with the rest of your spine to find that extension. 4 more. This is 4, 3, 2, 1 more. And then you can bring your hands underneath your armpits, lift on up to all fours, and just start to wag your tail from side to side. Just nice little gentle release through your low back and through your hips. 1 more on each side. And then you're going to face the side, face forward here. Take 1 leg in front, 1 leg out to the side. If this is a tough position to get into and it's hard on your hips, you can always sit with your legs crisscrossed. That's always an option. So taking your arm out to the side, reach and extend that opposite arm. Nice big stretch up and over. And then lift all the way back up. Again, reaching your arm up and over so you get that stretch through your side body, keeping your hips nice and heavy on the mat. And then lift all the way back up. 1 more here. Nice big inhale. Exhale to reach, and you can lower down onto that forearm if that feels good. And lift to come all the way back up. Take your opposite arm. Nice big inhale. Exhale to reach up and over. And then circle that arm. Take it over to your knee. Reach it forward, rounding through your spine. And then you can reach and take your arms forward here to get that release through your back. One more breath. And then you can roll it all the way back up. Same thing now, but on the other side. So just switching out your legs, reaching it and extending that arm. Nice big inhale. Exhale to lift up and over. And then lift to come all the way back up. Again, nice big inhale. And exhale, keeping your hips nice and heavy. And lift. One more. Nice big inhale. Exhale to reach. And lift all the way back up. Taking your opposite arm, reaching up and over to get that side bend. Finding that length from your hip to the bottom rib. And then round, reach it over towards that knee, rounding through your back, rounding through your spine. Reach through center and just release your hips. One more breath here. And then you can roll it all the way back up. Now turning to the side, bring your knees together. You can roll it down or just find that position on your back here. Drawing your knees in towards your chest. And now take your legs a little bit more into a tabletop position and just take your knees over to the side. You can get that low back rotation in. You can take your arms out to a T position or cactus, keeping the chest open, keeping those shoulder blades connected on the mat. You can close your eyes if that feels good. And then slowly bring your legs back to center. And then you can lift your legs on up and then just gently rotate them to the opposite side. Looking over your opposite shoulder, adjusting a little bit to make sure that your shoulder blades are connected onto the mat and you're getting that stretch through your low back here. And you can always close your eyes. Let your eyelids be heavy here so that way you're not putting any extra tension or stress through your face. One more breath. And then you can gently bring your feet and your legs back to center. Hug just one knee into your chest. You can extend the opposite leg if you'd like, or you can keep that knee bent. And then extend your leg up towards the ceiling, flexing your foot so you get that stretch through your hamstring. You can always take your hands behind your thigh, kind of press your hands into your thigh, but keep it gentle. Inhaling through your nose, exhaling out through your mouth. One more breath here. And now let's switch it out. So now taking your opposite leg, lifting it up towards the ceiling. You can either take your hands behind your calf or your thigh. You can also lace your hands behind your thigh muscle. Gently press your hands into your thigh as you press your thigh into your hands to get a little resistance and release at the same time. Keep drawing that leg towards your face so you find that nice stretch. One more breath here. Now try to bring that leg a little bit closer. Nice big inhale through your nose. Exhale out through your mouth. 2 more deep breaths. Gently lower your leg down onto the mat and extend both of your legs. Reach your arms back, find that nice stretch, lengthening through your arms and your legs. And now slowly roll it on up, tucking your chin, peeling it on up. Think one vertebrae at a time, sitting up nice and tall. And then exhale, reach it forward for that hamstring stretch. And lift all the way back and release your arms down by your sides. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this Pilates Flow class and that you feel a little bit leaner, a little bit stronger, and also a little bit longer through your muscles. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.